What's up, everybody? My name is Matt, and this is yet another episode of Mintober. So nice to be here, hanging out with you guys to talk about more things mint. And I know what you're thinking, Matt, we've already talked about so many mint things. What else could we be talking about today? Well, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to ZoMo Tobacco, because ZoMo Tobacco is what we are going to be talking about on today's episode. And the reason why we're talking about ZoMo Tobacco is because ZoMo Tobacco is not just mint flavors. Yes, now we're going to be diving into mint with flavor. Yeah. So far we focused on very mint heavy sort of mixtures and tobaccos and flavorings. But on this episode of Mintober, we are going to be looking at not only the regular mint flavor, as this is my mint, in fact. There's also my strong mint right here as well. So we got my mint, we got my strong mint, but we're also going to be looking at some of the flavored type stuff they have, like Mount Fuji. I got to tell you right now, Mount Fuji is a must go get out and buy right now. Absolutely. ZoMo, thank you so much for sending out some product for me to talk about. That is not going to influence the things that I say on today's episode. The only reason why I reached out and talked to ZoMo is because I enjoy their product. I only want to bring you guys stuff that I personally enjoy when I talk about it. So Mount Fuji is basically like a super cold variation of a horchata flavor. And if you know me, I am a fan of horchata flavors. So chill it out, and it's pretty nice. My grape mint, this smells absolutely fantastic. It has that really nice grape that is not too much like, it's not too much like ketchup. And I know that you know if you know, but yeah, this is not very ketchup-y. This is a really nice, strong, like a grape concentrate, kind of like a grape juice, something kind of like that. But it's not anything too crazy. It's pretty. I really like it. I'm a fan of it. We also got the Cola Mint from ZoMo as well. We got the Swiss Alps, which is like a super, super cold variation of a mint. Sorry about that. I had a little bit of oddity with my camera, so now it should be looking a little bit better. But moving on, as we were talking, we got the Cola Mint, getting a little bit of that cola taste with the mint. When you're a fan of the cola stuff that's out for hookah tobacco, it's kind of different because there's two kinds. There's gummy cola, and then there's like really trying to be true to cola. And this one is kind of right there in the middle with that little mint kick. So, about ZoMo. ZoMo you may have heard of in the past, and they were a brand of tobacco that always had menthol because they're mainly based out of Brazil, and it's very hot in Brazil, and they like to keep things a little bit more chilled in that hot atmosphere. So every one of their flavors had a lot of menthol. When it first came over to the States, everyone's like, gosh, this is pretty good, but there's like a lot of menthol in it, and there's a lot of people that weren't digging it for the amount of menthol. I was a fan. I like mint though, so that's probably why. I've always been a fan. I like their strong mango, strong passion, their fresh Providence. Like there's been a lot of stuff from ZoMo that they've come out with that I was a big fan of. Then they retooled it, and they're bringing all these new flavors out, and there's still stuff in this that I'm absolutely digging. You've heard me talk about Acai cream many times. There's a review on this channel of Acai cream. This is like a go-to for me. This is something that, oh my gosh, it's so delicious. It's creamy, it's nice, it's sweet, it's powerful, it's potent. You also got my guava right here, hashtag my guava. Ooh, very nice. Natural guava, actually more of a guava concentrate, I would say once again. Kind of juicy, like a guava juice. Ooh, very, very good. We are going to be smoking here in just a minute and loading the bowl. Today we're going to be using the Apache Medium. Oh yeah, very good. Something about me you may or may not know of, that I'm not a huge fan of HMDs. Like I just don't normally smoke with HMDs. But one of the first times that I smoked ZoMo, I used the Cloud Lotus 2, and I kind of do that thing where whatever you're used to doing, you do it every time. So now I'm used to smoking ZoMo with a Cloud Lotus 2. So we're going to go ahead and do that again on today's episode. So let's go ahead and get some coals lit. Let's bring the Cloud Lotus over here, and let's get to loading. If you're not aware of it, it is the sequel, if you will, of the original Cloud Lotus, the Cloud Lotus 2. It has this interesting looking like pod design. I don't know, it's kind of neat. It has a key that you use to lift it up. I am not a big HMD person. If I am usually going to smoke with an HMD, I usually use the Phoenix HMD. Big fan of that. This one just happens to fit really nicely inside the Alpaca Apache Medium. So that's why we are going to be doing a mix on today's episode. And we're going to be doing a mix, a little bit of the grape mint, a little bit of the orange mint, and a little bit of the lemon mint. Yes, we're getting kind of a classic mint bowl going on. We got the citrus with the lemon and the orange, and then we got that kind of nice, bright, colorful grape note in there as well. And then the mint, obviously, because it's ZoMo, there's going to be a nice, heavy mint taste to it. Obviously, I've spoken about many of the ZoMo flavors that are here in front of me today, and I can recommend many of them. I would highly recommend the Swiss Alps, absolutely fantastic. I would highly recommend Mount Fuji. It is a cool take on a horchata type flavor. The My Guava and the Acai Cream, I cannot stop raving about Acai Cream. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this bowl packed, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's how I packed this bowl. It looks a little bit more compressed than it actually is, but really what I did is I just put the tobacco in, and I just scooped it, put it in there, and then now I just lowered it below the actual rim, but I didn't push down real hard. This is not as heavily compressed as it probably is coming across on camera. Like, it may look a little bit more heavier compressed than it actually is, but no, it is not that heavily compressed. I am using the grape mint, the lemon mint, and the orange mint, and we are going to be using the Cloud Lotus 2. What I like to do with the Cloud Lotus 2 is I like to put it in, and then I like to just kind of twist it like that to make sure that it's not coming in too close to contact. And then if it is, what I do is I just wipe it clean, get some of that excess tobacco off of it, and then I unpack whatever extra was also left inside there as well, because I don't like it to touch too aggressively. You know, I don't mind if a little bit of tobacco is touching. Obviously, usually a little bit is touching when it comes to these HMDs and stuff like that, but I don't like it to be touching like too much of it and then have to do a whole lot of cleaning. So I put it down, I twist it a little bit, and then any extras that I have, I'm able to just pick it right out, not worry about it anymore. Let's get to smoking though. I want to give a monster shout out and thank you to our amazing coal sponsor of the AM Hookah Podcast, that is Prestige Bubbles Coconut Charcoal. It is the coal that we love here on the AM Hookah Podcast, and we use every single time. Big shout out and thank you to Prestige for helping Mintober be as awesome and as cold as possible. So thank you, Prestige. Something that I really do like about the flavors from ZoMo is that the mint is a really nice sweet mint. It's chilled, it's cold, it comes through really nicely, and it actually helps emphasize the flavors that are on top of the mint. So you're not getting like too much mint. They have a really good mixture of their mint in line with the flavors that they're actually doing it as well, which I think is really good. Something like the Mount Fuji, which is a cinnamon milky flavor, and then the mint is there as well, and you wonder, like, how's that going to go together? Well, it turns out mint and cinnamon work very well together, and the milky sensation, like I said, this is like a horchata with ice, and it's so very good. Same thing to be said with orange mint, lemon mint, grape mint. These are classics. These are standby flavors for a lot of hookah smokers, and they do a very good job of taking something that is traditional and known to many, many people, and they have their own spin on it, and it's very enjoyable. If you're someone that enjoys smoking lemon mint or orange mint, these are good alternatives to try, especially if you're looking for something different. If you're smoking the same orange mint that you've always smoked for a very long time, it's not going to do you any wrong to go out and try something like ZoMo's orange mint. The grape mint is also very good. It's very sweet. It has a very nice fragrance to it. Very big fan of that one. It just comes through very nicely. And yeah, just the whole line from ZoMo, you're going to get some very good stuff. And then the other thing that I really like about ZoMo is you can get some very, very nice clouds. Just nice, big, fluffy, white clouds. And like I said, I don't usually use HMDs for whatever reason. They've just never really caught on for me. But when it comes to ZoMo, this is my preferred way to smoke it. I love using the Alpaca Apache Medium, and I love using the Cloud Lotus 2, which is weird for me. I don't use HMDs for like almost anything that I smoke, but this I like to smoke with an HMD. I'm a big fan of this. I think you guys will enjoy it too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you ZoMo for sending out some stuff to talk about on this week's episode of the Mintober. Hope you guys are smoking some mint too and keeping cold. And a big shout out and thank you to Prestige Bubbles as well for being the cold sponsor right here on the AM Hookah Podcast. Make sure to stay tuned. Monday's episode, we're gonna have Jeremy Bird from Hookah University stopping by the podcast and hanging out with me and Adrian and talking about some mints. Until next time, keep on smoking.